Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a little bit since I've gotten updates out to you guys, but there's some cool topics to go over lately, and I wanted to brush on a big one, right? And if you're here and you probably saw the thumbnail, this is exactly what we're going to jump into. Let's talk about CitizenCon 2953. What do we think is going to be going on at this one? You know, it's the first one that we were coming back to that's been live. They seem to be pulling all of the stops out for this thing, right? They are renting a big, gigantic convention center in LA. God knows what that thing costs to rent out. Probably definitely more than what they're making off of tickets, even though these tickets are really expensive, it seems like. I'm not a big convention person, so I could be absolutely wrong on this, and I apologize if I am, but $199, $290 a ticket seems a little steep in my opinion. It's out of the price range I would be willing to pay to go to one of these things. Again, just an opinion, and that's just me. But with it being as big and hyped as what I'm kind of seeing on, other people's channels and like news that's coming out about it, what could they be doing? My opinion is it's probably going to be something revolving around Squadron 42. I know there's probably been 100 other videos about them going over this, but that is truly my opinion. I feel like now's the time. We've reached this, time point in their development, and Squadron 42 has been out there, behind this kind of black wall with no information, and it just seems like the right time for them to bring this, to rehype the game and to release information about it. So what is the information that I think they're going to release? I think they're going to give us a date. I absolutely think they're going to give us a date. Maybe not like a date as in a particular day, but I think it might be more around a time frame. Like, I think it's probably going to be 2024. I think we're going to get a release date in 2024, probably later quarter four. That seems like a CIG thing, something they would do. So quarter four of 24, that's my guess. That's my guess behind the whole thing, in my opinion, what they're going to be looking at. But I absolutely want to hear you guys' opinion about what they might be going over, what might be the big reveal this year at CitizenCon. Could it be, instead of Squadron 42, could it be bigger tech, or could it be the server meshing? Could it be server meshing in Pyro instead of Squadron 42? Please leave a comment. I'd like to chat with you guys about this and see what they're going to do. I mean, it's kind of there's so many things right now could be up in the air. I'd love to hear what you guys think about ships that might get released that we don't know about. We've gotten a lot of ships in the past here in the last few years, like the Cutter and stuff that we didn't really know anything about, and they just came out with them. Could there be something else coming along down the path? Could there be like some type of salvage ship? They've really been pushing these missions and stuff, and we'll get into that on the roadmap here pretty soon. But could there be like we got light salvage and like a heavier salvage? Could they be sneaking in maybe a medium salvage ship on us? That's something that could be out there, right? But these are just some things that I've kind of like rumors that have been going around, and things that I think could actually be something they're going to cover. But again, leave a comment. I would love to hear and chat with you guys about this. So that is kind of what I'm thinking for CitizenCon. 2 days. It's going to be probably a long 2 days of stuff. I think they're going to be going over a lot of stuff, a lot more ships. I think they might be announcing a lot more ships that are coming down the pike, even though they have an incredible backlog of stuff they should be working on. They should be giving us release dates for ships that are on the backlog, right? But are they going to do that? No, because that doesn't really bring in money, and the project has to be funded. I mean, we got to be realistic with it, right, guys? The project's got to be funded. And that's just the reality behind it. And if they run out of money, we can't get more of the game, and the ships are what bring most of the money in. So that's really all I'm going to say about CitizenCon. I mean, it's a quick opinion about it, what the main topics are going to be. But let me get into some of the roadmap with you guys just real fast to kind of end this video off, and some opinions behind some of the things they're doing. It was a kind of interesting roadmap that came out actually today. So let me jump over to that, and I will be right back with you. Okay, guys, I've got this roadmap roundup pulled up, and here are a few of the things that I wanted to talk about, right? So this Seraphim station, I was going to make a video when they released the information on this. I just didn't see really any point to it. I mean, what they released was kind of the info that we had. They're redoing a station. We don't know what's going to happen to, what's there. I know they're going to retire it somehow, and I'm sure they'll do that in a pretty cool way, one way or another. I'm hoping it's like a crash location on a planet. That'd be fantastic. Or maybe some sort of PvP spot or loot spot that we can go to. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that station. I can, make an opinion about that all day long, but they are doing this station. They're bringing it up to like, our standards of what our stations are now, which is probably going to be mostly what we're going to be getting is the enclosed hangars for, so, less pad ramming and stuff like that. And other than that, I mean, I don't think we're going to get anything. We're going to get the same stations and repair and stuff like that we already have. I mean, it already had a lot of the services in there. The only thing that I see of note is the cargo services right here. But let's move on to these like new Crusader platforms. I think this was interesting when I saw this, when I was reading about it, and the fact that they are committed. I think adding new locations and missions is a good thing right now. I feel like a lot of the stuff that's in there is getting stagnant, even though it seems like they just added salvage. It's actually been a while since they've added it. I feel like I've been playing salvage for a while now. And maybe that's because salvage is one of my more favorite game loops. It just seems to be entertaining. We laugh about it, power washing simulator, whatever, with the whole scraping. But it is what it is. I enjoy it with a co-op experience. Now, the Arena Commander, I don't play a lot of Arena Commander, so I don't really care too much about this. But the experimental game modes, where it's just going to be a limited time thing, I don't know where they're going to go with that, and it's not my thing. If it is your thing, cool. The salvage contracts cover up. My thing with the salvage is it's real stagnant still, and it's very limited. You can pull the guns off and stuff like that and grab, cargo that's left on board, and you can whole scrape. But, with as many missions as there are right now of the different ships, you're doing the same thing in a different way. So now you got to deal with maybe some NPCs before you actually do the same exact task that you were going to do anyways. I'd rather just not have to deal with them and get the loot. But that's just me. So this whole sea is kind of one of the major things that's like a highlight for their whole Roundup, right? And the fact that it's got all the tasks. I mean, the way it reads is that this thing should be coming later this year. I mean, it reads like it's almost ready to go. I wish they would have put a little more information about it as to maybe when it could be inspected, but we know they're not going to do that. The last thing for me is probably the most important thing on this list is the wheeled vehicle handling improvements. I've kind of been wanting that for a while because I always feel like there's such lag and delay in the steering of the vehicles. I feel like they did it on purpose, though, to start with, because I think they want the vehicles to have the weight to them to feel, more bulky and stuff. But things like the little PTV and the STV, I feel like they really need, especially with these race tracks, they need more of a responsive steering, at least maybe on different surfaces. And I'm hoping that's part of it. On different surfaces, it's going to change the way it drives, and that's what I'm hoping for. But guys, that's really all I had. I'm not going to ramble on about this Roundup. I mean, it's here. You can check it out on the site. I can link to it. It was one of the better Roundups for me. I read them, and if there's not a lot that I can go over with you guys, I just don't do updates on these things because it's just not worth going over. But as always, I really appreciate the support for this channel, and thank you guys for sticking around if you're still here at the end of this. I'm going to try real hard to work on getting some better updates and content out for you guys. It's been kind of like my second half of the year goal is to get some better content, some more videos surrounding like missions and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But as always, if you're still here, I appreciate it and thank you. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video.